Hello, everyone. My name is Telly Chauke. I am the CEO of Petco. Petco is a not-for-profit company that was incorporated in 2004 to deal with the challenge of plastics waste and diverting plastics from landfill sites. We were incorporated at the behest of Obliged Industry, which is then our producer members. These producer members have given us the responsibility of facilitating the recovery of the packaging waste that they place on the market and ensuring that it enters the recycling value chain. We were registered in 2004, incorporated in 2004 on a voluntary basis and industry-driven. We facilitated industry-driven EPR until the advent of the EPR regulations, which then presented a mandatory enforcement landscape for extended producer responsibility. We are now governed by the extended producer responsibility regulations, which prescribe how we roll out EPR responsibility on behalf of our members. The African continent is pivotal in global sustainability and achieving the outcomes that are driven under the various global agreements, specifically related to sustainability and global environmental governance. Waste management in particular is an important conversation for the African continent. We understand the continent to be a space where service delivery is seeing a lot of backlogs. We understand the African continent to also be a land of prime opportunity for fostering circularity, particularly because the economic context and the socio-economic context are sometimes associated with injustice, where we see formal economic activity happening higher up in value chains, in the manufacturing sector, in various industries, where informal and less formalized participants in the economy are working in a space that is less regulated and often receives less support. So when we juxtapose the slow pace of development on the African continent and look at the way development has migrated elsewhere in the world, we realize that the African continent is on the back foot in terms of development, but it also offers a myriad of opportunities in terms of manufacturing capacity, as well as the capacity to start converting waste that is often dumped on the African continent, and converting it into finished goods that would add value, not only to industry itself, but to communities as well. Our landscape, the recycling economy, the packaging sector is evolving daily on a rapid rate. This evolution is seeing a lot of developments in technology for the treatment of waste, but it's also seeing a lot of evolution in terms of the regulation of the packaging waste industry. Added to these changes, we've also seen a lot of global commitments towards climate change response, environmental governance, clean production, clean consumption, and we on the continent have to keep a pace with these. The continent is largely a consumer of finished products that are imported, and those that are manufactured and produced locally often are consumed locally, with some exports being seen. The changes that we are seeing in the global environment around sustainability practice is a lot of protectionism in the EU bloc, protectionism in the States, and even protectionism in the Asian markets, as well as in the South and Middle Eastern markets. So this degree of protectionism means that a lot of exports that would be leaving the African continent are finding it difficult to find traction in the global markets, in the Western world, as it were. The legislative changes in the legislative environment in Europe and in the US, as well as the geopolitical changes, imply that Africa continues to be a cheap dumping ground for virgin materials, making the recycling economy quite difficult to progress on the continent. What we need to see as a result of these changes is stronger legislative instruments on the African continent, as well as stronger protections for the recycling economy and the circular economy on the continent. A case in point is South Africa, where we have a thriving recycling economy. We have strong participants being Petco's brand owners, for instance, as well as the downstream recycling companies to which we are contracted. They then face the uphill battle of producing recyclate that must compete on the market both domestically and locally on price. This becomes difficult because, one, it's difficult to export into the Euro market, into the US market, because of those regulatory protections, but because price as well is uncompetitive. So our priority is then to stimulate the reabsorption of recyclate in packaging and in finished goods in South Africa and on the continent. Those are our priorities as a reflexive challenge to some of the problems we're seeing in the market right now. Green entrepreneurship is the fulcrum on which the circular economy rests. Without entrepreneurs, and especially young people and people who would be categorized as previously disadvantaged or excluded from the formal economy, without them, the circular economy is going to be a flop. It will continue to just be a title and not be a reality. We need entrepreneurs to innovate new solutions, to bridge the barriers of technology, bridge the barriers of regulatory protocols that do not allow for creativity and large-scale investment in small solutions. Small solutions, when they stack up, really make for big changes. And that's why green entrepreneurs are very important on the continent. They are more easily able to bridge the divides that are set by big capital. They are more able to be more creative and to test their ideas in closed environments, in small environments, but be able to share lessons more rapidly, more easily, and with more lasting impacts. So green entrepreneurship is central to driving a circular economy on the continent. But it has to be founded on very strong principles of cooperation, of sharing knowledge, of sharing data, of sharing resources, and pooling the efforts right across the continent, right across the barriers that are presented by physical borders, that are presented by jurisdictions, or the borders created by jurisdictions, as well as borders created by policies that might not be enabling the exchange of ideas and growth on a continental landscape. The Africa Free Trade Agreement, I think, presents a wonderful opportunity for cross-pollination of ideas and for exchange of entrepreneurial energy across the continent, breaking down the silos and ensuring that cooperation in small pockets can extend wider throughout the continent. The Green Economy Summit is an incredibly important opportunity and platform for Petco. And as a sponsor, an official sponsor of the event, we see the opportunity to engage honestly and openly in sharing thoughts around what the challenges the continent is facing are, engaging honestly and openly about ideation for the future. And for Petco, this rests on three key messages. One is that cooperation without borders is elemental to driving a circular economy on the continent. Two, small-scale actions have incredible value. The work we do at Petco, at community level, at household level, raising awareness about the importance of recycling and reusing plastic packaging is very essential to creating a groundswell of action. Our call to action, utilizing the AGES platform, is that industry cannot do it alone. We need supportive and enabling regulatory frameworks. We need supporting and enabling fiscal instruments across all countries, and we need cohesive policies that are co-generated and investments that are made to scale, that are designed for scalability and implemented for partnership. We've decided to partner with this event because Petco believes wholeheartedly in collaboration and in sharing knowledge and ideas without borders. We believe that having open dialogue and having platforms that incubate one-on-one dialogue with experts, with practitioners, with people who have the experience that can bolster our own initiatives and support the initiatives that we do both on the ground and in those rooms where policies are made. This platform provides exactly that opportunity for us as Petco. And we look forward to the engagements. We look forward to participating in the panel that we'll be speaking in regarding scaling up bankable projects for the circular economy. And we look forward to demonstrating some of the initiatives that Petco implements in South Africa that are ripe for replicating on the continent. And we hope to have a wonderful time doing that.